Okay, guys, welcome to the show. It's your boy Mike Fury, and today I've got a few Duel Links replays for you featuring the Kozmo archetype. So, first card we have here is the Kozmo Dark Destroyer. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one monster on the field, destroy it. Cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effects. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one level 7 or lower Kozmo monster from your deck. We have another big guy here, Kozmo Forerunner. Cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect. During your standby phase, gain 1000 life points, which is really good for sustain. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one level 6 or lower Kozmo monster from your deck. You'll see a pattern here. Going with the next one, we have two level 5 monsters. First being Kozmo Slip Rider. If this card is normal and special summon, you can target one spell or trap on the field and destroy it. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one level 4 or lower Kozmo monster from your deck. Then our other level 5, we're just running one of these, Kozmo Dark Lady. During either player's turn, you can banish this card, special summon one level 6 or higher Kozmo monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Kozmo Dark Lady once per turn. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when another monster's effect is activated, you can pay 1000 life points, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. That 1000 life points that you have to pay works really well with the Forerunner monster because you're gaining 1000 life points each of your standby phases. So, to the level 4 and lower monsters now, we have Kozmo Good Witch. During either player's turn, you can banish this card, special summon one level 5 or higher Kozmo monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Kozmo Good Witch once per turn. Once per turn, you can pay 500 life points, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls, changes to face-down defense position. We also have two copies of Kozmo Wicked Witch. During either player's turn, you can banish this card, special summon one level 5 or higher Kozmo monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Kozmo Wicked Witch once per turn. Really good effect here. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can pay 1000 life points this turn. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So you can also pay 1000 life points to protect this monster, again being offset by the 1000 life points that you can get from Kozmo Forerunner. Then we have the level 3 monster, Kozmo Farm Girl. During either player's turn, you can banish this card, special summon one level 4 or higher Kozmo monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Kozmo Farm Girl once per turn. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can pay 500 life points, add one Kozmo card from your deck to your hand. Then we have level 2, Kozmo Strawman. During either player's turn, you can banish this card, special summon one level 3 or higher Kozmo monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Kozmo Strawman once per turn. Once per turn, you can pay 500 life points, then target one of your banished Kozmo monsters, special summon it, but its effects are negated, also to destroy it during the end phase. And then we have our level 1 monster, Kozmo Tin Can. During either player's turn, you can banish this card, special summon one level 2 or higher Kozmo monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Kozmo Tin Can once per turn. Once per turn, during the end phase, you can pay 500 life points, reveal 3 Kozmo cards with different names from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand and send the rest to the graveyard. It's awesome. So the Kozmo monsters build on the ladder basically from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 and 7 and 8. Well, from 4 you can go to 5, and 5 you can go to the 7 and 8. And then when the 7 and 8s are destroyed, you can bring out one of the lower level monsters from your deck as well. But then Kozmo Tin Can allows you to basically search and send to the graveyard. And then we have Strawman, who can bring back monsters that banish themselves from the graveyard, like your Forerunner or your Destroyer. And And we'll move into the spell and trap cards. Kozmo has an interesting field spell card, Kozmo Town. Once per turn, you can target one of your banished Kozmo monsters, return it to the hand, and if you do, lose life points equal to its original level times 100. So if you want to bring back your Dark Destroyer from being banished, you pay 800 life points, and it goes back to your hand. Once per turn, you can reveal any number of Kozmo monsters in your hand and shuffle them into the deck, then draw cards equal to the number of cards you shuffled into the deck. So if you don't like your hand, let's say you break into a couple of copies of Forerunner or a couple of copies of Dark Destroyer or even the other 5 Slipstream or the Witch, you can use this field spell card to add them to the deck and draw new cards equal to the number of cards that you add to the deck. We then have Cosmojo. Target one Kozmo monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, banish one card your opponent controls or in their graveyard. You can only activate one Cosmojo per turn. This is really good because remember, your Forerunner and your Dark Destroyer can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. That doesn't stop you from destroying your card so that you can start building the combo again from a lower level monster. And again, because Tin Can is having cards end up to the graveyard due to its searching, we're playing copies of Back to the Front. So since we can use Kozmo Town to bring back Kozmo Can if it gets banished, or we can use Kozmo Strawman to bring back cards, and then they end up going to the graveyard, we can use Back to the Front, target one monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, which is really good because we can special summon Kozmo Sliprider from the graveyard after we destroy it to destroy spell and traps, or we can special summon Dark Destroyer if it's in the graveyard to destroy monsters. So we basically just end up recycling monsters every time we destroy them. And then we're also running one copy, it's limited to one anyway, Emergency Teleport, special summon one level 3 or lower psychic type monster from your hand or deck, but banish it during the end phase, which is really good because Strawman and Good Witch and Wicked Witch and Farm Girl are all psychic type monsters, including Tin Can. Sorry, almost forgot that. We can just special summon this with the Emergency Teleport, and then at the end phase we can use its secondary effect to search 3 cards. We get one of them from our opponent, and then the other 2 go to the graveyard, allowing us to run Back to the Front. Here in the extra deck, there's nothing really special in this extra deck, and to be perfectly honest, I hardly use the extra deck, but keeping in mind that Dark Destroyer is level 8, we can use those to climb into rank 8 Dingirsu. We got a couple of level 5s in Slip Rider and Dark Lady. So we have number 61 Volcasaurus. We also have number S39 Utopia the Lightning, but we're going to go into that differently. If we do use it, we're going to use our level 4s to go into Utopia, and then to go into C39 Utopia Ray, and then S39. For the level 5s, we also have Chronomaly Vimana. Has a pretty good quick effect. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster in the field and one XC monster or Chronomaly monster in your graveyard. That monster in the field gains half the attack of the monster in the graveyard until the end of this turn. Then attach that monster from the graveyard to this card as material. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, this is a quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card and negate that activation. So we do have some of that. We're also running Nightmare Phoenix for some extra back row destruction. You'll have to discard a card, which is good because when you discard a card, you can use Back to Front. Same thing with Nightmare Cerberus, only it works with monster destruction. Again, you have to discard a card, in which case you can use that for Back to the Front by discarding the monsters. So we'll just jump right into these 5 replays. One of these is from looks like yesterday afternoon. The rest are from this afternoon, so we'll just jump into this. I actually had fun with the duels from today, so this is pretty cool. Yami Merrick, this person's using, I believe this was a Winged Dragon of Ra deck that they were using that I was just happy to disrupt. Oh, also the skill level 5 reload is allowing us to shuffle our level 5 monsters back into the hand for the option possibly of having a better starting hand. Tin Can searches, opponent chooses Dark Lady, and then we got 2 monsters in the graveyard, and he starts the Swords of Revealing Light, throws the face down, I bring back one of my monsters. Here we go. He uses Ice Dragon's Prison. Doesn't disrupt, doesn't banish here. I didn't understand what he was going for there, but it actually looks like he's using Shadow. That's weird. But I'd use my Dark Destroyer to destroy my Dark Destroyer so that I can get my Dark Destroyer back into the graveyard, banish it, bring it back. And then he's using Kite Roid. This is surprising here. I wasn't expecting Kite Roid in this deck. But here's Fear Mode, True Sun God, back to the front, and we're just going to have some fun with this one from here. Dark Destroyer I use to destroy his Fear Mode so that he doesn't get its effect at the end of the turn. Light Force Sword, I kind of felt bad when that happened, but I was still able to get this win here. Really excited about that. So, second duel here for you. Sartorius Kumar. I wasn't really sure what was going on here, but started a streak today from this one. So, here we go. Again, we're running the level 5 reload. I don't have any other monsters other than level 5, and I can't play it, so we're going to dump that. After I start emergency teleport, see if there's anything else I can run with, and use Tin Can's effect, bringing out Dark Destroyer. Combo both of Tin Can's effects. So, here we go. He gets to go ahead. He draws 3-1 back to the front, and then going after his back row. And he was just so upset about what happened. Just so upset. He just surrendered. Alright. Third one. Steel 356 Dark. I don't remember this one, even though this was not very long ago. Here we go. What are we going with here? Varus. Rocket deck. Honestly, I was nervous for this one. So we got Emergency Teleport again, and Kozmo Town. So level 5 reload, Emergency Teleport. Kozmo Town allows me to send my other monsters back. Maybe get something better to use. There we go. I'm able to attack right out the gate, so I guess he felt very confident in his abilities. Emergency Teleport banishes Tin Can. Back to the front to bring back one of my big monsters. Cosmojo to target that monster. Banish it so he doesn't get the destruction. Completely disrupts the combo there right from the get-go. He knows he has nothing to do, so he surrenders as well. Alright, next one, Meliodas. Like the reference there. Any fairy tale fans out there? Using Taya Gardner. This was Magician Girl tech. That was I really wasn't paying attention for this. So the skill of Magician Girls, the attack of Magician Girl monsters you control is increased by 300 for each Magician Girl monster you control. So, yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. I was very confused why all the monsters had increased attack. There wasn't much I can do. He discards both of Peonies to increase the attack. Now I'm left with 1700. Just trying to see what we can do here. I didn't have any sort of combo. So it's a lot of Kozmo Town working its magic here. Tries Crackdown, so I destroy my monster so that he can't use Crackdown. He was going for lethal there. And the reason why I didn't attack on my turn after summoning Wicked Witch is because the Dark Magician Girls have the effect of, like when Magician Girl, once per turn, if this card is targeted for an attack, you can special summon one spellcaster type monster from your hand, but its effects, if any, are negated, then change the attack target to it. And if you do, the attacking monster's attack becomes half its current attack. And I didn't want to lose my Wicked Witch, and I also didn't want to pay the 1,000 life points, as my life points were already a little low. So we try to avoid that as much as possible, but Dark Destroyer's here. I can't target its monsters, and that's very sad. Again, I was confused because I wasn't really paying attention, but that was Kiwi Girl's effect. Here's Dark Magician Girl. Wasn't really sure why he attacked into it. But we're getting some sustain from Forerunner, and he just decides, no thanks. And the last one here, Burabista. I don't remember what deck this was either. We'll figure it out together. Alita, and I was expecting a Battle and Boxer deck. He just tried to hold me off as much as possible. He's using the grit skill. So, here we go. Kozmo Town, sending a card back. Level 5 reload, sending that card back. I'm not really happy with my hand, but we're going to play with what we got. Dark Hole. Was surprised that he didn't go for an attack here. But having to use Kozmo Town's effect multiple times is kind of frustrating. And he just needed something to start. But thanks to Back to the Front, I was able to bring that back, but he's got the Floodgate. Wicked Witch won't destroy that. Grave Stormer can't destroy that, so he destroys my face down. And then I tried to activate Cosmojo, forgetting that I had just activated this monster's effect. I wanted to get rid of his face down monster, but I couldn't because Wicked Witch can't be destroyed by spell and traps. Or any effect. Blast Sphere allows me to tribute into a level 5. Empress's Staff. Very annoying, but he gets rid of my Kozmo Town, allows me to bring a monster from the deck to my hand. So here we go. I'm able to start the combo finally. And here we go. Tin Can, the Destroyer, destroys monsters. Then he's got a Kite-Roid, like the Kite-Roid. Where did Kite-Roid come from? Again. Alright, that's fine. He's got nothing on his field, level 5 reload. I've got lethal, let's do this. I'm just making sure make sure I got cards I can use and back up. Tin Can, he's got another Kite-Roid. What's going on here? That's fine. Kozmo Tin Can goes off. Get Wicked Witch on the field. I get Dark Lady. And he's top decking into basically nothing at this point, and I know it. So we just go ahead for lethal. Let me get this win. Due to grit, he managed to keep one life point, which allowed me to still finish him off. And that'll do it for today's replays. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And I will see you in the next one.